forget. So obviously zone selection, right? That's the topic. So we're gonna start finding the overall direction, right? So let's see if we can find the overall direction from you guys' perspective. Where is this thing going? Just look at current market price. Where is this thing going? Like current market price. I can say
Judging,
look 4 weeks
It's trending
before.
up.
It's going up, right?
yeah. Judging from mine is it's also going up.
Yes, it's
So
going up.
it's
Yes,
breaking A's.
it's breaking A's. It's going up. So that means jump index was going down, then it changed to going up, right? Because we are seeing A's
Sure.
being broken on daily, right? So you
Yeah.
already know that
Yeah.
this thing is going up, right? We already have that. So we're gonna mark the recent A that they have broken and the other A is obviously, but then we're gonna just start here, right? We're gonna just analyze
Sure.
here first. All right, so that's the last A they've broken. As you can see, this is the last one they've broken. Where's the other one? This one. Ah, okay, they've already reached that target. Let's see, where's the other target there? This one. Yeah, this one they've reached. So this is the other target there. All right. So this is the target basically. All right. Then what are we doing? We are looking for two A's that are getting broken, right? Given that we are in an uptrend. So two A's that are getting broken on 4 hour and 1 hour, which is our first start. So 4 hour and 1 hour, we start there. We look at, as you can see, 4 hour is showing us here. All right. So 4 hour is showing us here. So 4 hour is much more powerful than 1 hour. So obviously we're gonna side with 4 hour, right? But if you want to make our
Sure.
zone smaller, we can actually go to 1 minute, not 1 minute, 1 hour. I mean, we can actually go to 1 minute and make our zone smaller if you want to make our zone small, right? And as you can
Sure.
see, I didn't make it correctly there. Didn't make it correctly. Mhm. Right, as you can see, you already see like what's actually happening. I don't need to explain, right? So obviously, remember it was like this on 4 hour, just in case,
Mm.
right? We're siding with 4 hour, right? As you can see, just in case.
Yeah.
And for us to have a smaller stop loss by definition, right? That means we have to make this zone small. So since it's a buy zone, we actually make it smaller by dragging the top part, so which is this part here, making it go down here. All right, given that we already have that zone on 4 hour there, so we make it smaller by doing that, right? We are looking at the down, the lowest part of the zone, right, on the 4 hour zone, because the 4 hour zone starts here and it ends where? Here. So which is the lower part? This is the lower part that I just dragged, right? So this is the lowest part, right? So we can start knowing, okay, this is where our buy area is. Then we can actually start seeing where we'd actually put our stop loss. In this case, we'd actually put our stop loss where? Somewhere here below the zone. All right. Somewhere here below the zone. I'll actually hold a session for how to put your stop losses. So by the way, this is a V on a lower time frame, so you might not see it. So it's a V on a lower time frame, but then let's just verify the part. First, right? So you can actually see, because me, I see it. You guys probably don't see it. Me, I see the V there. You might say this guy is out of his mind. Me, I see the V. Here's the V, by the way. Right? Do you see the V?
Sure.
So
Yeah,
this is the
yeah,
V.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't want to say this guy is out of his mind saying there's a V and I'm not seeing any V. There's a V there, right? Obviously they broke here and they broke where? The other V there, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So obviously I'm gonna say something that I haven't taught you guys, but then don't pay attention to it very much. Just gonna do something that I haven't taught you. Given that we already know that the trend is going up, given that we see that the breaks going down are breaking the buy zones, right? This buy zone in this case, right? We're not gonna look for a sell, right? But then we know there's a sell
Sure.
happening, right? But then we are not looking for a sell. We're looking for it to continue breaking A's, right? So what are we gonna do? We're gonna drop down to a lower time frame so we can check out this other break, which is the lowest break. Why are we checking the lowest break, which is this one? Why are we checking it? Because we're looking for a pullback, right? So obviously we haven't even
Sure.
covered pullbacks as yet in detail in this case. We're gonna be checking the lower time frames to see that small pullback that they give us, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
That small sell pullback that they give us. Um, I want to check which time frame they were using. Okay, yeah, I can actually see they were using 10 minute. So we have that small cell, which is here. Obviously, this is the candle breaking. Let me zoom in just so you guys can see. This is the candle breaking. Let me zoom in. All right, let me zoom in. As you can see, this is the candle, right? That breaks. All right. And above the candle that breaks
And
is where we actually find our pullback zone. All right. So I'm just gonna mark the whole area here because obviously I can't access uh other time frames there like 12 minutes and so forth because now we are locked within these two time frames, 10 minutes and 15, which are not gonna give us like the accurate representation of what's actually happening here, as you can see, right? Because 15 minutes is saying it's where? It's saying it's above here. And if you check, there's no sell pullback happening there, right? So here we are lacking time frames. By the way, this was happening on 12 minutes, if not. What's the other time frame there? 14. I think there's a 14-minute time frame on
it's
MT5,
14.
right? I think there's a 14-minute time frame somewhere between those two, right? So you can already imagine. So I'm just gonna mark it like this for now. All right. We can already imagine, but then you already know it's somewhere here, the zone, right? Based on those time frames. So sadly, we can't access it here. We don't have it. So Deriv should do something with their time frames there. So here's the sell pullback. That's why I'm like, we are not looking to sell because we know that sell pullback is temporary, right? As you can see, here's the
Temporary.
sell
Yeah.
pullback. They break it. They break it where? So let's suppose the zone ends here. All right. We are just because we can't see the actual zone, right? So we are just making an example here. All right. So obviously they break the sell, right? When they break the sell, you already know what's gonna happen, right? So when they break the sell, obviously they are confirming a what? A buy, all right? Which is what we are looking for. We are not looking for anything else. We are looking for a buy, right? So that means it's
Sure.
happening on a lower time frame. So let me check the lower time frame as well. Um, and I just noticed that I'm not talking about the things I'm supposed to be talking about, but it's fine. It's fine. I just noticed. I'm getting
No,
carried away.
no
Um,
worries, man. No worries.
I'm getting carried away.
Don't
Ish.
worry.
There's a break there, then there's. You see now? This is for a buy pullback, but then we're not looking for a buy pullback. And now we are seeing other A's. So which one is the lowest on these three? It's this one. So this one is the one that's gonna give us the actual zone. This one. Then, by the way, we said this is where the zone ends, right?
Sure.
Then obviously this is
Yeah.
the lowest A after the break. The lowest A after the break, because this is before the break, right? We are looking for the lowest A before the break, right? As you can see, this is the lowest A before the break, right? Not not this one. This one is way before, right? The closest one in this case. So this is the lowest compared to these other two here at the top. All right. That's why. That's why we are leaving this one alone. Because this one doesn't perform a break. All right. So okay,
Sure.
fine. We are seeing that happening, and obviously we see this is the candle that breaks above that small a, right? Then we can start looking below. Then we see what's below there, right? In this case,
Fair value, yeah.
it's a fair value
Fair
gap,
value,
right?
yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Then they retest it, right? Which is what we are looking for. As you can see, they broke three A's here in this case. So they were giving you a strong buy there, right? But then on a 1 minute time frame, right? So they were giving you a strong buy. So this is what we are looking for. We are not looking for sales. We are not being stupid enough to take sales, right? We are looking for buys. So as you can see,
Right.
so obviously that one got broken and stuff. So we're seeing those A's being broken and stuff. So remember, for us to continue catching more trades, we need two more A's to be broken and so forth, right? So we can catch other trades. So let's switch time frames. Let's go to 1 hour again. Our main time frame, given that we already have the direction. Just looking for structures to be broken in order to continue the direction there. So I can already see that there's two A's here. There's two A's there, but then I can find them on a lower time frame, right? Me, I can already see, okay, it's more than two. All right. As long as I see candles that are tightly packed or grouped, I can actually start saying, okay, the structures there, in case you are wondering, what is this guy saying? Right, as you can see, all of them are getting broken by which candle? In this case, it's this candle here. Right, let's zoom in. It's this candle here, right? We are agreeing, right? Then when you go below
Yeah.
that candle, what do we see?
A fair value gap.
We see
Devil
a fair
gap.
value gap, right? We see a fair value gap. And we have our V, right? Because there's A is being broken, we have our V here. And obviously the zone ends where? The zone ends here. And where's the V that formed? This is the V that forms. All right. And remember, what did we say? We said if we are looking for a pullback, which V are we using? I just want to see if you're focusing. Which V are we using?
The
You
top one.
said
Huh?
you
Which
said
one,
the
gents?
lowest one.
The lowest one, right? But then we are not
Sure.
interested in the sale, right? We are not interested in the sale. So we go there. Let's go to our lowest time frames. Okay, here's the V that gets broken. Broken by which candle? Okay, let's go to 1 minute because this is not clear. 1 2 minute. Maybe I can make this line straight, in case you're wondering. Uh, so it's straight. It's a straight line, anyways. So which candle breaks here? Let's zoom in. Which candle breaks? The lowest V. It's this one, right?
The one break after the gap.
It's this one, right? Then when you
Sure.
go above, what do we see?
An order block.
An order block. There's a fair value gap. Here, right? There's a fair value gap.
But
Right?
it's
It's
also
combined
an
with the
order
order
block.
block. Yeah, it's combined with an order block, right? We are right.
Sure.
Combined. They're sharing the same area. As you can see, where does the zone end? The zone ends here. So never mind how I'm putting stop losses, right? There's gonna be a session for that, right? So you can actually know where the zone ends and stuff, right?
Okay.
And as you can see,
Yeah.
that cell gets broken. It gets broken by which candle in this case? It's this one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we go below that candle, what are we seeing? What are we seeing below the red line? What's the first thing you are seeing? Just see this.
Man,
Just
I
see the
just see
first,
an order.
right? The first thing that's like it should be like obvious. Your zone should be obvious. You shouldn't like guess. It should be obvious. Well, you see, Ulandile said the right thing. Said it's a order block, right? The order block is obvious in this case, right? Because if
Yeah.
you're saying it's this small favor look up here, it's not as obvious.
Yeah, it's very small.
It's very small. It's not
It's
obvious. You at first you don't see it. You don't have to look hard because when you look hard, you are seeing the wrong things. You should see. It should be obvious. The trades that you are trading, they should be obvious. So as you can see, the obvious thing here is the order block. So we pick the order block. All right. You see now, we pick the order block, and obviously your stop loss goes where? Goes below here. All right. Goes below there. Goes below the V, right?
sure.
Why below the V? Because it's a setup going where? The overall direction. The buys are gonna be using V's as stop losses, but then the pullbacks they are gonna be using wicks there. But then that's for another session there. Right? So as you can see, they go there, then they start buying, which is the current buy here. So if I was trading jump 75, I was definitely gonna catch this. I was definitely gonna catch this. All right.
Yeah,
And
it's a good
obviously
buy.
now we are left with like almost zero structures, right? We already know it's going up this thing, right? And we are seeing what here? We are seeing two A's on a lower time frame in this case. We are seeing these two A's being broken, right? By which candle? This candle here, right? This huge impulsive candle. Then we go below that candle, just below. Again, what's the first thing you see immediately when you look below there?
Which candle? The huge one.
Yeah, the huge one. Let me switch time frames in case it's not clear. Even to me, it's not clear. So let's switch time frames to 2 minutes. Even 2 minutes is not clear enough. Let's switch time frames to 3 minutes. Even 3 minutes is not clear enough. Let's switch time frames to 5 minutes. And 5 minutes is much more clearer, right? Why? Because 5 minutes is just showing us this week here. So this week here is an order block, right?
The block.
So that
Sure.
means price has to
Express
do
is
what?
efficient.
So that means price
Access,
has to
retest, the block.
has to go here. How do we know that it is supposed to go there? It has left the zone, right? And how do we find the trade that's gonna lead up to there? In this case, as you can see, you can probably see we have. Let me just put it out there. It's here, right? It's currently happening, right? But then let's see how we get here, right? So obviously from here, boom, going down and stuff. All right. So how do we get there to get this area here? Do you see? Price does what here? It breaks other structures. Which structures? These A's, this A, and that A, right?
Yeah.
So the last A, which is the last A, which gets broken, which is this, and forms what? Okay, this is our lower time frame. As you can see, this is the candle that breaks, and when you look below, you're not seeing anything. Do you see? You just see this huge SS candle there. So sadly, you can't access 1 second time frame, but then You can use your imagination. That means the smaller zone was somewhere here, and obviously it failed to hold, right? If we were using 1 second time frame, right? So which is another thing, but then it's fine. You won't understand for now, right? You can just imagine, right? Because price has to go down at the end of the day. So that means there was no buyers there. Then it broke, and it broke with which candle? We can already speculate, right? Then okay, we can actually throw up this zone here. And if you are not comfortable enough to take a sell there, you can start waiting for that sell to fail, right? In case maybe you're not convinced. As much as I'm not convinced, right? You can wait for that
Sure.
that A to be taken out, right? Because we are not seeing any type of zone here. And we know Deriv doesn't have 1 second chart, right? But then for us to
Yeah.
get that zone, we can actually wait for it to be broken, the A to be broken, then we have a small V that forms, and that V gets broken, so we can get a cell going where? A cell going here. So that means when here we are breaking, we get a buy, right? That's gonna form a V, right? Which is what is happening. I'm explaining what's happening there, right? And we're gonna get a V. We already know they broke an A, we are gonna get a V, right? Where now it's much simpler. We can actually tell where. Let me delete this so we don't speculate. So the V is here, by the way, right? We're gonna get a V here, right? Which is gonna be this V. Let me redraw that thing now, so we can now understand where am I going with this. So we're gonna get a V here, then that V gets taken out, and when that V gets taken out, we're gonna get a what? An A, and that A is gonna take us where? Here. Hopefully you understand the logic that I'm trying to apply. Obviously, we need to see it break where? Break below the V here, the other V here. So there's gonna be two V's. So there's gonna be this V that's currently forming and the V that's gonna form here. All right. So we already
Mm,
have like an idea of how it's gonna go down. All right. An idea based
yeah.
on what they are showing us. We already have an idea, so we already know now. We won't just sell. It's gonna start buying first, then the buy is gonna fail, then at the end of the day it's gonna break that buy that it creates, right? Which is gonna be this buy in this case, right? The other V here, then it fails, then we can actually take a trade that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So this is what's gonna happen, by the way. um so now I'm doing free analysis. I was supposed to tell you about zone selection, but then still this is zone selection, right?
Yeah,
This is zone selection. It's just that we ran out of data there on the chart based on the things. I thought they were gonna be mini examples, but then I'm gonna use the entire chart. Don't worry. We have time. All right. So as you can
sure.
see, which candle breaks the A there? This A is this candle, right? When we go below,
Yeah.
here's below. I'm just gonna put a red line there. Here's below the candle that breaks the A. What are we seeing below? That fair value gap there, right? So that's what we're gonna mark. All right. So we already have a very nice way to understand what is actually happening on this chart, specifically this chart, right?
Yeah.
And if you are focusing just on the buy, right, you can just do this and see from here. Obviously, then you're gonna check the nearest target on the very same time frame. So the nearest target here is that high, this high here. Let's do it with blue. It's that high, the nearest target. Let me see, is the other? Okay, this one is two. No, it's this one. This is the nearest, right? This is like the highest. This is the nearest we can find, nearest target. Because this one already they've come close to it. So it wouldn't make sense for them to pull back then go back to it because they've already been close to it. So this is the next target. In case you are looking to do that small buy they are gonna be doing and stuff on that chart there. We have 10 minutes ish, and we didn't do anything as yet. You see now.
Eh, the time.
Mm. But then we're gonna take this as the introduction towards zone selection, right? This is basically
Sure.
an introduction. Then we're gonna continue having other sessions on zone selection, where I'm actually gonna show you uh, how to pick the correct zone if you are seeing both of them. Let's say you are seeing the order block and you're seeing the fair value gap. How to know which one
Yeah,
you're gonna
that's
pick,
like
right? Is
that's
how to
like
know
one of
which
my
one
main struggles.
is. That's one thing I wanted to do here, but then I see this topic is brought in, so I was like, it's gonna like take 2 sessions at most, right? But then I'm seeing three now. I'm seeing 3 sessions given how quickly they end. So
Hey,
if not four, I'm not sure. It's gonna depend on how much information we squeeze on each session. So so what did I want to say? But anyway, I see this cell here, but then I'm not
Sel.
interested. Yeah, this one. There's two V's here being
Oh,
broken. This V
yeah, a serious risk.
and that V.
So, are you thinking that maybe it will sell to the zone,
Yeah,
the
it will
fair
sell
value
to the
gap it
zone.
was marked here?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
okay.
that's the
So
area there.
it's basically a sell to buy.
Yeah, it's a sell to buy. So that's what I'm seeing currently.
Okay.
What you
So
15?
which one of these zones do you think will hold? The nearest one, which is the one that is here at the top, or
The
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 one there at the bottom?
the buys, obviously the buys are stronger, right? Remember, we said
Sure.
this zone. What's the use for this zone? This zone is to form a buy in order for that buy to be taken out. Remember here we didn't.
Or in order
I'm gonna
to
to be taken out in order for us to get a sell back to where to here, right? That's the
oh,
logic, right?
I
That's the
remember.
logic.
Yeah.
So this one is for
Okay.
scalping. So now we just want to
And
continue the overall direction, right?
which is buys.
Which is buys, yeah. So it
So you're
doesn't make sense.
expecting like a mini pullback to the zone in order to buy with the overall trend.
Yeah, basically, that's what we are doing here to align with the
Okay.
overall direction. You don't want to go against the overall direction. Hence, I was like, you don't mind the cells. The cells don't mean much. They are low quality in
It's
this
the buy
case.
that you're aiming for.
Yeah, they are low quality, the cells. You'd be risking your money
Counter trend
on
trades.
yeah on useless things. You don't want to get stop loss hits before you get the right trade. You just want to get the right trade, which is
Yeah,
what we are
that's
focusing on.
true.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I don't care about even
Okay.
this sale that I'm talking about. Right. I
You
can
are
only
more
take
about
it if
the
yeah,
trades.
yeah, I'm more like going with with the trend. Me, I'm more into that. So
Yeah,
it
okay.
makes things
Okay.
much easier. I can see the sales, the buys, and so forth in between. But me, I'm trying to go with the overall direction. That's my main
The
purpose on
bigger
the chart,
picture.
is to win. I'm not here to show off that I can actually catch that other movement, and so forth. I'm not interested in that. I'm only interested in making money, which is what I want you guys to be interested in as well. Not to floss that you can see a buy and a sell or a sell to buy setup, which is fine, right? It's actually good that you can actually see a buy to sell setup, but then that's not the main point. The main point is to make money, right? And
Yeah,
I know how
yeah,
hard it is to actually master sell to buy setups.
not only
I
inserting the
actually,
knowledge in,
yeah, I actually know how hard it is to master
yeah,
sell to buy setups. So it will be pointless for me to show you sell to buy setups and teach you sell to buy setups, knowing very well you haven't mastered the the the, the basic, the which is what we want to master, the basic and aligning with the overall direction, so you can make the maximum amount that you want on the chart, and you don't have to guess, eh?
yeah, okay, okay.
Yeah, we are cutting off
Yeah,
the guessing here. You don't want to guess and say, hey, it looks like here or here. We don't want to do that.
it's gambling.
Yeah, that's gambling. So hence why I'm
It's
like, I'm not
gambling.
teaching how to gamble and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. And I'm actually seeing the same play now. So
Yeah, but then obviously the main focus is not to catch the sale. Hence why I was like, you can spot them, but then it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, they can do
don't be
whatever
too
they
focused
like.
on that.
They can do whatever they like with the sale. They can manipulate you with the sale, and you will be left crying. Hey, but I saw the sale. But first they took out your stop loss, so it's pointless to
And
catch
then
those
they
kind
went
of
to
trades.
direction.
Then they go to your direction. Now you're
Yeah,
focused on the sale. You
that's true.
forget that the
That's
overall
true.
direction is a buy. You're trying to sell again,
There's a buyer.
forgetting that there's a buy happening.
Hey,
You're selling whilst it's buying. You see now you are confused. So you're not trying to be a part of
you're
that.
going against the trend now.
Yeah, you don't want to be part of that
Yeah,
group there that does things
yeah,
out of
yeah.
anger on the chart. But I saw the sale. Let me place again. But the buy is already happening. Let me place again. We don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
revenge.
yeah, we don't want to be part of that. Hence, I like overall direction first.
Yeah, bro, man. Yeah, I think it's clear on my side.
Moses, site in Lako.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it's also clear.
Okay,
Uh,
so yeah. If you have any questions about this session, this is the right time to ask the question.
Currently, I don't have any questions on my side. But maybe after I rewatch the session, I'll have some. I don't
Okay,
know.
okay,
Yeah,
okay. Moses, on your side, no question. Oh, question.
Currently, I don't have anyone.
Okay, okay.
I,
Uh, it's crazy, ne?
yeah.
Each
Like
and
a chance.
every single time. It's crazy,
Hey,
I know.
these things they can get a bit tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, all in due time.
Yeah, all in due time. Already you can actually see the buy to sell. I saw that was it Bitcoin? I think it was a Bitcoin.
Yeah,
No, yeah,
yeah.
that
It
Bitcoin
was
trade.
Bitcoin.
It was a sell to buy as well, right? And it's
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
similar to this one. It's actually
Yeah, I've
similar to
seen
this
that. I can
one.
see that. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. But
uh,
I will be back testing and
do you
sending you
see?
screenshots like I promised.
You see, hence why we're not taking this. We're not interested in that
I,
one. We're interested in that one. The one at the lower part there. So they're just making sure that they are going there. Right?
Imagine if you had pending orders on that fair value gap. Your
Hence why I'm
account would
like,
be gone.
logic, you can't just say, okay, I want to take this buy. You already know what this buy is for. It's to confirm lower movement, right? When you're
Yeah, it's a
just
trap.
focused on aligning with the overall
With the
direction. So you
lower,
already
with the lower
know.
information.
You already know. You want to align with the overall direction. You don't want to be part of the people who are doing certain things there.
Hey man, that was quick. Hey,
Yeah, it jumps. That's
that
why it's
was
jump.
fast.
It jumps.
It just
I'm
jump.
seven.
It almost moves like women crash.
Yeah, it moves similar to Boom and Crash. So you already know what they are cooking here. They broke that area of ours, so they are cooking a cell. So said you can't see where the cell is, so we're just gonna guess it's from the break, right? Actually,